Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Let's Play Act of War Direct Action Part 3. Back, finally, after a full week of being away. I'm gonna have to apologize for that. I was dealing with real life issues at the time. Got some stuff going on here. As you know, as I've said before, YouTube is not my profession. It's what I do as a hobby. I have my own job that I work. I have an apartment with bills I gotta pay, stuff that I'm sure many of you know, many of you live. I'm not preaching to you guys. I'm just letting you know that sometimes things come up, and I will have to say with honesty, I'm gonna be transparent with you guys, that I do not feel as obligated to stay as consistent with updating as someone who is, I hesitate to say professionally. You know what? Yeah, we'll call them professionals because this is what they do for a living. Someone who does this kind of stuff professionally. I acknowledge that I do this as a hobby and not as a profession. I especially acknowledge that there is plenty out there that sound better, do better, play better, just does everything better about this than me. I'm not here to nose out competition and do better than guys. I'm just here to, have some fun, and maybe if all goes well, you guys will be having some fun with me. But yeah, I was dealing with some issues at home. I live by myself, so I don't have anybody else here that I live with, so anything that comes up, I kind of have to handle all by myself, and that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. But it means that sometimes it's hard to. This is a hobby after all, and sometimes it's hard to maintain a hobby when you are focused on dealing with stuff at home. So I apologize that this wasn't. I wasn't timely the last week. I had stuff I had to focus on, but hopefully you guys can forgive me for that. And we'll get right back into it. The last week, I think it was a full week ago, last Wednesday, was my Star Wars episode. So here we are back with Act of War. When last we left off, we successfully fought back the attack on the U.S. Embassy in London, England, and then we liberated just in time before he was killed the CEO of the oil company TransGlobal. Now we're here in San Francisco, where the entire city is under assault by what can only be described as an army of, I guess, terrorists is what you would call them. Definitely not any part of a nation or any sort of specific national force, from what we've been able to gather. Just a bunch of guys in ski masks who are up to no good, and they've blown up a lot of bridges and garbage cans, and we can't have that in San Francisco. I've never been there, but I'm assuming it's a very clean city, and they don't want their infrastructure or their public sanitation tampered with by the likes of terrorists. So here we are. We're here with some special forces and the National Guard. What limited resources the National Guard has, some Bradleys and some Marines, here to fight back the terrorist threat against us here. We're actually going to send our dozer up here and have them start repairing some of these bunkers. You guys go ahead in there. You guys go in there. You don't have any Marines, but you do. You want to get all these bunkers filled up. So go ahead over here. You guys go ahead in there. And as a matter of fact, let's get you guys in here. We'll just deploy all of you Marines.
Reporting for duty. All guns forward. Bradley.
We'll set you guys to kind of defend here in the tree line.
Bradley.
Get you guys to defend in this tree line.
Securing the perimeter.
And we will get you guys
Bradley.
to reinforce the
Just see
northern
over.
position.
Sir, yes, sir.
I think is doing
Ready to
decently.
serve.
We'll get a few more Marines queued up. Only got a trickle of money right now. Our objective is to reinforce this position with what, three Bradleys? Yeah, 3 Bradleys. So I think as soon as we move these Bradleys into position at the diamond over here, that's when we're going to get the advance of our next mission. So let's just make sure we've got all of our ducks in a row before we do that.
Ready to go, sir.
There's 8 guys.
Moving out now. Sir, yes, sir. Ready to serve.
Right, you can go in here, you can go in here.
Ready to go, sir.
I don't know what I want to do with you. We'll put you over here.
Position.
Where's that dozer at?
Just point that
Good.
way.
We gotta get all these buildings repaired.
Hoorah.
Actually, you guys can go down here. That's all done. As soon as we get everything repaired, as soon as we get everything squared away, we can start the next tier. Oh man, you know what? This is refreshing to play this kind of strategy game. As you may or may not have noticed, this is the first base building thing, so you may not have noticed it yet.
Ready to go, sir.
One of the unique things about Active War that you don't really see much nowadays is that Active War does not have a population system in it, so there's not a cap to the amount of units I can have. If I wanted to have 100 Bradleys and I had the money to afford 100 Bradleys on the field, I could do it. I could build that. I could build 100 Bradleys, and the game would not stop me. I'm sure the computer would have a hard time displaying 5 Bradleys without taxing itself. But nonetheless, I would be allowed to have 100 Bradleys. Nowadays, and it's not exactly a new thing, but it's becoming the new norm for games. Population caps. You see that in games like StarCraft. In the Warcraft franchise, you saw that as well. Games like Company of Heroes. Any of those more common strategy games, you're going to find population caps. And I think, you know, there's reasons for that. Having a population cap means that, you know, it basically means that no one's going to win with just sheer overwhelming force. Now, okay, I understand that with like games like StarCraft, you're going to have something like a Zerg Rush, which is that philosophy of an overwhelming force. But that's more of a rush, I would say. At the same, you know, it's basically exploiting the fact that the guy might be more focused on building his base rather than building his army. What I mean is, oh hey, you know, you and I have been playing for the same amount of time, we're about like 20 minutes into a game, but you have 300 tanks and I only have 100, you know, or just throwing numbers out there. And the reason is because, oh, you're just better at developing your economy than me, so you're able to just build more units and win the game. The idea, I think, behind having a population is that you are forced into a situation where you have to rely on tactics.
The Bradleys are ready and in position by the roadblock, Sergeant Major.
Base is operational and the perimeter's secure, Major. Standing by.
Alright, Jefferson, here's the situation. Tangos have moved into the city in force. There's gunfire reported all over the city. All major arteries are blocked. We got traffic jams, collapsed bridges, crashed hazmat trucks, you name it. Downtown is without power and all the phone lines are dead.
Sounds like my kind of party, sir.
Yep. Keep that base as a beachhead, and watch your 6.
Okay, so we gotta hold the line.
Sergeant Major, I'm picking up activity on my infrared. Enemy units approaching, coming from your southwest.
Southwest, so right here.
We have enemy.
No problem, Lieutenant. We'll give him a warm welcome.
Nice work, Jefferson. Bring in some enemy wounded for interrogation. Need to find out what the hell's going on around here.
Copy that, sir. We'll take as many prisoners as we can.
Copy that, we're going.
Alright, call you guys back.
Ready to move anytime.
Do we have enough? Yeah, we have enough to buy another Bradley.
Careful, Sergeant Major. You've got hostiles heading your way from both the north and the south. ETA 2 minutes and counting.
Ready to serve.
But that's not to say that you can't have tactics in a game where it is about no population limit. As a matter of fact, I feel like Active War does find a good balance between having units that have to deploy a good number of tactics and just having sometimes where it's just a blob. As I said in another episode, one of the best things about this game, I think, is the infantry tactics. Unfortunately, we don't have access to the United States Army's anti-vehicle infantry in this mission, so infantry tactics aren't exactly on the best of display in this mission, especially considering the majority of what they throw at us is armored vehicles, and
Ready to go, sir.
Marines just have their grenade launchers on their
Consider the area secure. Ready to serve.
rifles, which if any of you have been in gaming for any amount of time, you should know by now, and unfortunately I see people in Battlefield and Call of Duty all the time who throw a grenade at a tank thinking it's going to hurt it. It won't. You do not throw a fragmentation grenade at a tank and it will hurt it. That just doesn't work. That's the whole reason that there's armor to begin with. So, grenades are anti-infantry. Oh my gosh, you guys are can't even hold the line. Jeez, I'm losing guys left and right. Oh man. I hate. This is the only time you'll ever see me using the bunkers for the Americans, because they are completely pointless. They don't work. They really do more harm than good, I'll be honest with you.
Be advised, Sergeant Major, you have enemy troops southeast of your position. Small infantry squad.
They really don't provide any protection for the infantry within, which is kind of what you would think a helicopter would do, but a bunker would do, but alas, not as effective as one would hope. Okay, so we're sending infantry over here. Don't see anyone else, so we're gonna go back.
Enemy unit captured.
On the way.
Actually, we'll send you guys back to the hospital, and we'll let Group 3 hold the line now. You guys can take a breather.
Operational, sir. Medevac ready to deploy.
Deploy a bunch more, you guys, and can we get one more Bradley? Will it kill you to give me?
Multiple enemy armored transports. They are southeast of your position and closing in.
Awaiting orders. Stopping at the new location. Rolling to combat position. Oh shit!
Alright.
Ready to go, sir.
That could have been a lot worse.
I'll get him, sir.
Let's get us some
Tango
POWs
is now in custody.
and buy that a lot more money.
Captured. Enemy unit.
Look at that, $500 for capturing one guy. I love it. I love POWs. Alright, so a bunch more Marines over here.
Sir,
Getting a sizable Marine force. Let's build another Bradley.
reporting for duty. Hostiles are engaging.
No.
Is under fire. On our way. Enemy is open fire. Moving to new location. Moving to new location. Moving to new location. All good forward. Shot. No.
Alright, so our remaining
Awaiting
infantry
orders.
over here got injured.
Infantry
Thankfully our...
unit lost.
Oh, no, one of them died. Hopefully our helo can get here
Moving
in
to new
time.
location.
Get back to the remaining
Heading
guy.
your coordinates, sir. Tank is down. Hostiles in sight. Enemy is open fire. All guns forward.
Alright.
Richter, this is Chamberlain. What the hell's going on down there? I asked you specifically for regular
This
updates.
one's mine.
Calm down. Task Force Talon is doing a
This
good
one's
job down
mine.
there.
Sorry, sir. We've been busy. We've confirmed IDs on over a dozen dead and wounded tangos now, from 9 different groups. Environmentalists, anti-government, you name it.
What? Say again, Major. Chamberlain, didn't your guys have any warning about such a huge threat?
It's not a terrorist attack, General. This is an act of war, and someone is using these terrorists as troops. We need ground and air reinforcements now.
Ready to go, sir.
Ready to move anytime.
Moving to new location. Those are here. Over.
Ready to move anytime.
Alright. So, things are pretty dire. It's okay, we've got a steady stream of Bradleys. Oh! Scramble! That is a lot of mortars! Alright, how many guys did we lose there? Does our helo have room? Yes, plenty of room. Okay. Send our Bradleys over here. I am playing on the hardest difficulty, so I apologize in advance for if I look not very skilled in my gameplay. I never pretended to be an effective... Oh man, we lost all the guys in here. I never pretended to be an effective RTS player, just always been a fan. Never really played it online very much. I'm not a big competitive RTS player. There have been some strategy games that I've enjoyed playing online, but there aren't many of them.
Let's go, Marine. Engaging enemy. I think I've been shot. Sir? Yes, sir. Engaging enemy. God damn it.
I hate those mortars, man. I hate them. I hate them because you can't outrun them. Which kind of beats the point. If you can't outrun a mortar, why not just have all of your units in the game be mortar guys? So I really hate the mortar infantry for... The American mortar is not that strong. Now, eventually the Americans will get access to a mortar unit, and he's a two-person unit. He has to set up and all that kind of stuff, and really he's not as strong as the mortar units that the terrorist consortium get. So it kind of annoys me. You would think that the Americans would have the more effective mortar, and that the terrorists, because the guy has like a handheld grenade launcher. That's their version of a finger quotes mortar. You would think that would be more mobile but less damaging. It would hurt less. That would make a lot of sense. But apparently too much sense, because that is not how it works.
Sergeant Major, I'm picking up enemy personnel carriers crossing the Golden Gate Bridge. Thermal signatures indicate they're carrying infantry.
On our way. Securing area. Bradley. Securing area.
Up here too.
Ready to serve.
I know what's coming next, so I'm ready for it.
Yes, sir. Operational, sir. Operational, sir. Copy that. We're going.
Just say the word.
You guys, 3.
Sergeant Major Jefferson here.
On the way.
Message received. Tank is under fire.
Hold the line from the bridge.
Taking fire, sir. I caught one. Taking fire, sir. Enemy is under fire. I got one. Enemy sighted. Taking fire, sir. No. God damn it. Just say the word. Black Hawk going down. Hostiles are engaging. God damn it.
There we go. All you need is a nice little,
Ready to go, sir. This
nice
one's
little
mine. I caught
Bradley to handle the pesky mortar squads of the enemy team.
Enemy unit captured.
We're gonna capture all of these jerks over here.
Enemy unit captured.
Queue up 8 more Bradleys. Oh, apparently not enough for
Enemy
8.
unit captured.
Soon, very soon though. And bam. Okay.
Enemy unit captured.
So we will move you guys into position.
Enemy unit captured.
Actually, no, we'll heal you first.
Operational, sir. Move on my signal.
Team
On my
2,
orders.
Covering fire.
3 secure the road.
Attack order received.
Force set up behind them.
Major Jefferson here.
While Team 1 heals up. Team 1 is going to be leading the assault here soon.
Entering now.
Very shortly.
Just say the word.
Here's all of our Marines. We'll move them up here. Kind of
Moving
hold
out
them in
now.
reserve. They're
Message
going to be our
received.
prisoner
Reporting for duty.
securement. Is that a word? Securement? Prisoner securement team.
Do you want something from me, Major?
I do. I want you to defeat the enemy wherever he might hide. Okay, so our objective now is to... Nope, that's not our objectives. This is our objectives. Defend the U.S. base at all costs. So we're still defending. Thankfully no hostile action yet.
Let's go, Marine. Ready to serve. Let's
Send
go, Marine.
fifth company up here. Reinforce the Golden Gate Bridge. So what we have right now is just the National Guard. Technically they have access to the US Army's tech tree, but the National Guard obviously is not going to have the full width and breadth of the US arsenal in a situation like this. So all we really have are Bradley vehicles and just normal Marines with guns. No access to the heavy weapons. Fifth company, move up. Here we go, they're moving in.
Tank is under fire. Got one. Got one. Fire at will. Have an EPW over.
And we can get these guys all captured, and look at all that money.
This one's mine.
Oh, apparently we defended though.
Major, we've got an enemy battalion-sized armored column on the Golden Gate Bridge and it's heading our way.
General, I've got a situation here. Where's the air support you promised?
I'm sorry. They're still 6 minutes away.
Sergeant Major Jefferson here.
On my orders.
Wait, Major, look at this. Northeast of our position, close to Fort Point. A battery of Russian SA-12 surface-to-air missiles.
Those things are gonna blow our pilots out of the sky. It'll be days before we can retake the city.
On my orders.
Jefferson, move to Fort Point immediately. You need to take out that SAM site right now.
Copy that, sir. We're on our way.
Alright, so on top of holding the line up here, we also have a SAM site that's threatening to intercept the air support we have coming in. We can't have that happen, so we've got to send a detachment of our forces, try and... I already took casualties. So send a member of our... More guys. There we go, take them out. I think there's going to be mortars in the tree line because that has been the usual tactic.
Copy that. Moving in. Copy that. We're going.
Yes, Major?
Tango's in fire. What am I seeing? Pinned down and exchanging fire. Copy that. We are pinned down and exchanging fire. We are pinned down and exchanging fire. Yes, sir. Consider it done. I could use a doctor right about now. Operational. I could use a doctor right about now. We are pinned down and exchanging fire.
Just say the word.
We are pinned down and exchanging fire. I could use a doctor right about now.
Sergeant
We are
Major
pinned down and exchanging fire.
Alright, we gotta
I
get
could use a doctor right
these
about
guys
now.
evac'd.
Medevac, ready to
So you
deploy.
drop off your group there.
Do you want something from me, Major?
Now in custody.
Fire at will! Major, the SA-12 is down.
Just in time, Jefferson. The birds are in range. Keep your head down. It's gonna get hot.
Down now. Squadron leader to all wingmen. Multiple targets on the Golden Gate Bridge. All weapons BTRs on the bridge. Rifle, rifle, rifle. Splash 3. We have no more targets. Hope you enjoyed the show, Major. Have a nice day. Returning to base.
All enemy ground reinforcements from the north have been cut off, and the National Guard now controls both the Bay Bridge and Oakland.
That's good news, sir.
Downtown, the situation is still critical. The enemy is hunkered down by the docks, and they're bringing in fresh troops by boat. We can't wait for more reinforcements. We need to move right away. I sent Wallace's platoon in advance. They should have the base up and running.
Sir, my men are reporting heavy enemy activity just east of our position.
Vega, bring it up on
Ready,
screen.
sir.
Damn it. Our base is an easy target from those office buildings. Vega, see if you can get me some floor plans. Jefferson?
Sir.
Major, hold on.
Ready for duty.
That building is a Trans-Global Energy office. Is that a coincidence?
Doubt it. Jefferson, do not let the enemy capture those buildings.
Roger that, sir. Moving out.
Alright, so after successfully defending the Golden Gate Bridge, or the opposite end of the Golden Gate Bridge, we have now moved into the city proper of San Francisco.
Now complete.
However, this mission, where we retake the city, is going to have to wait for the next episode. I want to thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for part 4.